Morning, Year 6. It's time for our Dear lesson, which my highlight of the week, one of them anyway. I do look forward to this. So, and I look forward to receiving your ideas and your written work as well. And do respond as soon as you can. Thank you. So let's get on. Okay, so there is our Dear screen. Let's move along. So quick quiz, going to give you, get your paper and pen or your board and pen, paper and pencil. And let's see what you remember from what you've read. So we're up to chapter 9. So there's a few questions from earlier on and then a few questions from later. So where is Alem and his family from? You might put one of three things, one of three places. What is Alem's favourite food? What is the name of the people and the organisation that are helping Alem? I'll give you, you can pause this in a minute just to answer them all. Where did Alem try to run away from? Actually, he did run away a little bit, but went back. Where was that? And why? Why did he go? What is the name of the foster family Alem is staying with? So staying with the family by chapter 9. He's just found a foster family, or they've agreed that he can stay there. What's their names, their last names? And is he settling or is he settled there? Is he getting used to it? Explain your answer. And what at the end of chapter 9, what is Alem excited about? Something good is happening. And why is he excited? You can pause it there, but I will move on. So the answers are, sorry, it's appeared like that. But the family and Alem, they're from Africa. You might put Africa, Ethiopia, or Eritrea. Eritrea. His favourite food is spaghetti. The names of the people in the organisation, it's Mariam and Pamela from at the Refugee Council. He ran away from the children's home. Why? You might have put a number of things. I wrote, he hated it there, mainly because he was bullied and didn't make any friends. Also, there were so many boys, which made it a noisy place to live and he couldn't get used to it. I think he was lonely. The name of the foster family, the Fitzgeralds. Is he settled there or is he settling? Explain. Yes, I think so. Mr. and Mrs. Fitzgerald are welcoming and have said he can stay as long as he likes. And he has his own room with plenty of books, which he really likes. And he's safe and well. They're looking after him. So what's he excited about? He's going to school. He's going to school. He's going to be going to school. Well, of course, he's excited about that. Why wouldn't he be? Especially for Alem, because he's not been for a while. And why? Why is he excited? Well, because he'll be able to make friends and he loves to learn as well. He seems very smart and he hasn't got any friends at the moment, and school is a good opportunity to make friends always. See if I can move this on to your task today. Right, okay, so just chapter 8, Alem meets his new foster parents and family, the Fitzgeralds. By now, Alem has had quite a few experiences, some negative, so not good, but some positive as well. He's had some really lovely, he's had some good things happen. So which do you think are positive, good things that have happened, and which are negative? I want you to have a good think. Okay, that's just a few clues really. The men with rifles, haven't got them at the door because I couldn't find a picture like that, thankfully. But some soldiers with rifles there, positive or negative. The map in the middle is just a reminder that he's come from a long way, made a long journey. The plane, got the picture of the plane, positive or negative. I'm thinking He's been on that plane, came to England. When he arrived, you might remember, at the airport, his bag was searched, his dad's bag and his bag, and everything was taken out of the cases and the bag. So how did he feel about that? Can you remember? Was that positive or negative for Alem? This picture here, it's just how I think he might feel about everyone. Well, that's maybe somebody arguing or arguing about him, or he's right in the middle of it, isn't he? So that's people talking about him, trying to decide what's best. That's just the cover. Reminder, it's written by Benjamin Zephaniah. These aren't people in a children's home, but it is a group of children that are maybe from a refugee. They might be refugees, or it could be how it felt. Lots and lots of people together. Lots of noise. This is a children's home here. So I searched the internet, and it could look like that, just a big building, a big house, where you've got your bathrooms and your recreation room, different rooms that are set up for children or people to stay. This is Manor Park in London. That's where he now lives with this foster family. That's what it's like in London. You might remember it from the video that we saw. So that's where he's staying at the moment. He's arrived there. What's it like at Manor Park for him with the Fitzgeralds? Is that positive or negative? And then here, this picture here, this is really about school. So we don't know what it's like for him quite yet, but we do know that he's going to a school in London and that he is very excited about it. And that is a picture of a school in London. So you'll see actually lots of different nationalities of people. And London is very diverse, ethnically diverse, because people come from all over the place to stay there and live there and settle there and live their lives. So I used to work at a school in London, and that's very much all kinds of people there, which made it really interesting. And to be with children is always interesting, of course. Now, your task today is really thinking about all of your reading, is to be able to infer and explain. And we do know that when you infer, you have to be a bit like a detective reading between the lines. So sometimes you have to just pick up on clues and you have to think how you would feel. So inferences are based on what you know, your experiences, and what's happened. So I want you to think of Alem's experiences. You might go through just flick through the book, or you might look at the pictures on the other slide and list them. And to really know whether they are positive or negative, you need to empathize. So if you have empathy, you can see things from other people's points of view. And that is a bit of a struggle for some people. But if you try and put yourself in someone else's shoes, in Alem's shoes, would you think it was a good thing that was happening or a bad thing that was happening? So you need to think of some of the big things and the most important things that have happened. So if you're in school, teachers in school will help you remember those. You could go back through the videos. You could flick through the book. I know lots of you have it at home, which is really good. Or just use the PowerPoint pictures and the clues. I want you to number the experiences and set them in a kind of table, which I've set up for you. And then you've got to explain why you think something is positive or why you think it is negative. And I'm going to give you an example on the next slide, okay? For 2 positive, 2 negative. And do remember your year 6 bag. Some of you are forgetting the basics of capital letters and full stops, which is surprising, really. We all do it, but I think you need to make sure and go back and edit. Remember capital letters for names of people and places. Maybe you could get some brackets there, your commas, some good openers and some conjunctions. So more complex sentences as you are in year 6. So explanations, you really need to say why you think something is positive or negative. So I've got an example here. positive experiences. Number 1, eating spaghetti, because Alam had said it was his favourite food, even when he was in Africa, even when he lived in Africa. Number 2, having a day out with his dad. And I've put in brackets, after all, he didn't know he would never see him again. And I might have elaborated there to say they did some lovely things. They went on the open top bus. They saw lots of places. He seemed very cheerful on that day. So I think thinking about it now, I would perhaps go back and add a bit more there. And then number 3, 4, 5. So at least 5. There have been some good things, so say why. But you only need to do 3. 3 for each. Negative experiences. Number 1, soldiers shooting is clearly terrifying, because at any moment his parents could have been shot dead. Exclamation mark there, because it would have been a horrible, horrible shock. It would have been distressing. Number 2, Alam was bullied by Sweeney and got into a fight. He got punched and kicked, which was bound to be painful. In fact, he was so distraught by being there, he tried to run away. So I've tried to use some more powerful language there, and I hope you do as year 6. Really try your best to give me some good quality year 6 learning. And then a third thing, but don't just copy mine, think about your own ideas from your list. And then that's it really. I look forward to seeing it. I will record you some feedback for you to listen to. Please go back and listen. And this is just shown, it's just a brilliant book by Benjamin Zephaniah. We know it's on at the theatre, or was, and this is from the stage. This is looks like Sweeney, his body language and what's going on, and this must be Alam. Okay then, so that's your lesson. That's it. I look forward to reading your lovely and your wonderful year 6 work. Thank you. Have a good weekend. Look after yourselves. Bye now.